This is the legacy captions editor as you are used to it, and as you can see, all the captions are disabled in this left or right side. I can tell which side is which one because it's too late. But all the captions are basically disabled, and you have to click this start editing button or click set timings in order to make them active. And what I was using is this option to set timings and set timings automatically, and then merge all the captions that were used that should be a single caption into separate captions and stuff like that. Or I also was using these split captions by word counts and then split captions by every third, fourth, or whatever word to create captions like this. So these options were available only in the beginning before you start editing your captions, and there was no option to modify your timings automatically when you started to edit your captions. What I mean, this set timings button immediately disappeared as soon as you click start editing. And that's a shame because from this point, you needed to modify your timings manually by using these buttons or by using this button toolbar and stuff like that. Let's compare this with the new captions editor, which is already live. And this is the new one. As you can see, the interface have some improvements, and this is the new captions editor, but also the bottom section of the context editor was changed. And by that I mean that you have these fancy little options available to you. So you can increase the video playback speed up to 4, and you can also fast forward or rewind your video by 5 seconds, or rewind back by also 5 seconds, or skip fast forward to the end of the video, or stop and go to the beginning of the video. And these wonderful little options that were missing before, but they are now there. I'm sorry, I just guess I'm tired in this late hour. And also, this is the new captions editor. And as you can see, all the captions are enabled by default immediately. Why? Because the set timings option is now obsolete and is no longer necessary, because you can split your captions by doing multiple things. When you go into advanced captions editor, then you can see the default settings of the captions are 32 characters per line and 2 lines per caption. And these settings are something that's globally recommended captions standard or best practice when you are creating captions or subtitles or whatever. I almost suffocated right now, so let's excuse my noises. But you can change those settings, and you can decrease the characters per line or increase this number or whatever. And you can also set that you want to have 3 lines per captions. I don't necessarily recommend that. I recommend you to leave these options on the default settings unless you have some specific use case. But let's just show you how this works. As soon as I change the settings, and I can also go into the advanced settings to change more things in this captions editor. When I click Recalculate Captions, it will process my captions, and it will also create timestamps for all of the words. As you can see, it was really fast because this video is 1 minute long. It took a couple of seconds. For 7-minute video, it also took a couple of seconds when I tested that. If your video is really long, it may take a couple of minutes, but not unless it's 1 or 2 hours long. It's really very fast. So this is something that you can use anytime you want. So this way you can really create many captions versions even if you want. So as you can see, now my captions have 3 lines and 25 characters per line, and these columns right here are showing me if I respect the settings of my captions editor, because when I add some word here, as you can see, this number is now red, and that means that my characters per line is over the limit. And when I also add some another stuff or thingy or whatever, you can see that my characters per second are now over the limit, and that means the users or the watcher of this video may not have enough time to read my captions. So keep a close eye on this number, also on the captions per line, because this can really, by doing so, you can really create captions that's user friendly, and you definitely want to engage your visitors or viewers and create captions that are catchy and not distracting. So try to respect these numbers and try to create maybe some settings or whatever that is great for you. Now I will save my captions and go back and show you some different or additional stuff, because now all of the words have captions, and thanks to that I can do stuff like this. For example, I want to fast forward my video to this point, to this maximize word, and by double clicking, maximize your video, as you can see, my video started playing immediately at this point when I double click on that. Okay, I can one click, it will rewind to exactly where the word was said, or I can double click and it will start playing on that point. Okay, it was loading, and immediately as the video was loaded, my internet is slow, so this should not happen if you have fast connection. But as soon as I double clicked that word, it started saying multiplier app can help you and whatever comes next. Now, when I want to split my caption, before you had the weird scissor icon that you have to click twice. One, just to show you how many splits you want to make, and second, click to confirm that settings. What I mean by that is this weirdo, okay, right here. Necessary, thrown away, burned with fire, okay, no longer needed. What you can do is just click anywhere you want and press enter. Wonderful. That's all you have to do. And the best thing is that your caption will be split exactly at the point where you added the new line or the new caption. What I mean by that? When I double click, you repurpose your video. As you can see, it started saying you repurpose your video. So it respects where you added new caption, where you splitted it. Okay, so it knows you was set in the 29 seconds and half, and as soon as I splitted this caption into multiple captions, it... You repurpose your video content. I'm sorry, I I always keep to double clicking it. It just set these captions correctly. Okay, it's like magic. It's really mind-blowing. It's crazy. It's wonderful. It's really rainbows and sunshine. When we compare that with to the old captions, this looks like primitive dinosaur that we don't want to look any time longer, okay, or any time in the future. So that's how to split your captions. You can also add new lines in your captions just by shift enter, okay. So when I shift enter, it will add new line into my caption, and when I click enter, it will split my caption into multiple captions or into captions. You know what I mean. So also, undo and redo is now supported. When I click Command and Y or Z, I'm sorry, Z, Command Z multiple times, as you can see, it's undoing my changes until this point where I accidentally deleted something or whatever, because this was happening all the time. Someone just clicked this icon by accident, and then, oh my god, how do I undo? Now you can just click Command and Z or Control and Z if you are on Windows. So that's next wonderful thing. If we want to redo, it's Command Shift Z, I think, or Command Y. I don't know, whatever. I think it's Command and Z. How you say Z? I think it's Z, hopefully. Okay, so that's how the new Captions Editor works. As you can see, we kept these icons or these buttons just for your inconvenience, not inconvenience, but for your convenience. We kept all of these buttons, so you can click this icon to add 1 second or to subtract 1 second or add 0.1 second. And if the ending time of these captions is the same as the starting time of the next caption, it will also modify this caption starting time, okay. So that's just something that you can use, because when you are using it here, you have to do 2 steps basically. But because you can use the advanced captions editor and use this recalculate captions setting, it's not perfect, it's not human-like, it's automated, but in 95 or 99% of cases, it will really create great timings for you. But if you want to modify them by hand, you can definitely use these settings or these draggers or whatever you like. And also, one thing I forgot to mention is that in the settings, you have this minimum gap between captions. What that means? That means if your captions, for example, this one ends in 4 seconds and 48 whatever, and this one is starting in 4 seconds and 68 or whatever, it will merge those two without creating any kind of blank space like we can see right here. So it will not create these blank spaces. Let me see if here we have something. For example, this one, okay? If this case emerge, it will not create this blank space because of this setting, okay? That minimum gap setting that I showed you. And it will merge the starting time of this caption with the ending time of this caption, or something like that. I'm not sure about that, if it's modifying the starting time of this or ending time of this. One of those two options is correct, but I don't know from head, okay, so just don't kill me. Okay, just kidding. No, okay, let me see if I forget about something. That's the minimum gap and minimum caption length or maximum caption length in milliseconds. So 10,000 milliseconds mean this maximum caption length is 10 seconds. You can go above that number, but if you have some free spot in your captions, for example, let's just say this caption ends in 50 or 45 seconds. When I click enter, it will create new caption that is no longer than 10 seconds. No matter how many time we have here left, and this will be great if you are creating captions manually. It will not create captions longer than the maximum time captions set in the advanced captions editor. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. And let me just undo, because I'm enjoying the new feature, and also you can make this to infinity and beyond, and this should not work like this. It should match the video ending point, so that's something that we need to fix. And I probably just should pour my head with water, because I discovered something, some nuance or some minor bug in the new captions editor, but not a big deal. Okay, so I don't like this. I want to merge those two and for example split it this way and then like this. And now, for example, I'm happy with it, but my timings are not matching. Oh, help me, what should I do? Nothing crazy, nothing difficult. Just go into Advanced Captions Editor and click Recalculate Captions. Okay, so you don't really have to mess with your timings. There is a bug, and it's something that we also have to fix, because it overwrited my captions with these settings, and that's not what I wanted. I wanted to keep my captions untouched and just recalculate. So I guess we have to have this recalculate captions button available also maybe here, or just make it somehow differently, because this approach is good. It's respecting these settings, but maybe recalculate without taking settings into consideration or something like that. So that's definitely something we need to think. And for now, let me just fix it like this. So merge those two and maybe split like this, and this one make it to the end. So there are some manual steps needed, but nothing difficult. Let's just click shift enter here and finish the task. And you can also export your captions in SRT, on VTT or plain text or whatever you want. And this history tab is something that only admins are able to see right now. It's in progress, but you will be able to restore any captions from the past that was saved either by manual saving or by the auto-saving mechanism. And the auto-saving is saving your captions in the background every 15 seconds after the last change, the last manual change you make in the captions. And that's hopefully all about the new captions editor that I wanted to share with you. So let me know what you think. This video is streaming on multiple platforms simultaneously, so excuse when I'm not responding to your questions or to your comments. We will definitely answer all of your questions soon. Me or some of my colleagues from our team will respond to you. And because it's too late, I will just probably go sleep early because my eyes are closing, and I can, as you can hear, not very talk anymore. So enjoy the new captions editor. I really believe this is a huge step forward. It will also be available in the trimmer very soon. Primarily this advanced captions editor, and as you can see, it's currently in beta. And what's missing here is that you cannot play your video from here, but you can go into modifications of your captions and press tab, and your video will start playing in the advanced captions editor. But the play button will be here also with the audio time wave and with these captions in this form. So that's something that's currently missing, that's in progress, and you will also be able to change the aspects of the video, like playback speed from here, and rewind and fast forward and all of that. This will be added here. So this advanced captions editor is still in progress, but this beast right here is, I think, finished, and it's really, really great from my perspective, much better than the previous captions editor. And if you want to split your captions by words, you can go into advanced captions editor and click this option right here and split it by every third word, for example. So everything that was possible in the old captions editor is possible also in the new one, and it's just so much better compared to the previous version. So let me know what you think, and if you are missing something or anything, and I'm keen to see your response. And thank you very much for your patience and for your time and for your huge pain tolerance while you were watching on this video. So that's all from me today, and have a